The cast previews for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at Magic Kingdom are coming to a close, so I figure it's time to actually give my review of the ride. As you can tell by the title, I really enjoyed this refurb, however there's definitely room for improvement, so let's get started. We're going to start with the bad so that we can end on a good note. As in my previews, the blaster required incredible accuracy. Even though I could feel the blaster pinging that it was close to the center, it wasn't counting that as actually hitting the target like the old version would have. From what we saw of the Imagineering videos when they first talked about testing the new targets, they were completely stable. They weren't even being jostled by the movement of the ride vehicle, so I think that might actually be the huge difference that we're seeing with the scores there. And while I wanted to initially believe that I was just trying to use that deduction as a coping mechanism for not getting Galactic Hero on my ride-throughs, I've seen enough supporting evidence from discussions about the ride that I'm pretty sure it's just something that needs to be adjusted for better play. If I'm struggling with getting a decent score as both a longtime gamer and consistent score of Galactic Hero on the previous version, then I'm not even sure how kids are supposed to get any kind of semi-okay score. I went through multiple times, and my score just continually went down despite knowing where some of the high-value targets were supposed to be, at least as of, whichever ride through I had seen a high-value target. And sure, technically that could be because my sugar was dropping, causing my hand to shake, and making me slightly miss a target because it wasn't completely stable. But that being said, I don't think you should have to be able to perfectly aim your blaster and hold it perfectly still in order to get Galactic Hero. Feeling like you did well and your score reflecting that makes people feel good. Feeling like you aimed really well and your score barely hitting 100,000 is annoying and not fun. I'm fully aware that people have already gotten Galactic Hero in this version, but the handful that have is significantly less than it should be. That's really the only major complaint I have, though. I guess for a second issue, Buzz and Zurg are kind of loud, but not obnoxiously like Disney or Universal have sometimes done with their audio levels. This isn't really an issue, but for anyone that's not interested in the details at Disney as I am, the ride and queue are going to look basically exactly the same. There's a lot of small changes, but arguably, I don't think those are going to be drawing people in. The queue has been extended for standby. From what I've seen in the media previews, the slide viewer and the queue has been updated, and then the murals leading into the ride's load station have been updated to represent the new blasters and ride vehicle. Now, considering that even the media didn't clock the updates to the murals, I don't think that's getting noticed at all. But I do like that the standby queue has more space inside, since that's less time in the Florida sun. I will say, I do miss the old music, but I get it. Using the actual Toy Story songs makes sense and relates to more people. Now, for the actual good stuff. I think the upgrade was massively needed. I would have liked for Buzz to get properly upgraded, since he just got a new voice, he's still got the projection faces. But the rest of the attraction is a massive improvement. The vehicles don't spin wildly out of control, and small issues like the ceiling have been taken care of. The always-on lasers are not something I personally needed, but there was a constant complaint that people didn't know where they were aiming, so that is very much an improvement for them. All the paint has been touched up, which looks good. Arguably though, the best thing about this refurb is that the room between Zurg and hyperspace is finally, after 27 years, a real room. No longer is it just a bunch of blank walls, there is some actual effort put into this little space. I do, however, think that just outside the airlock, with the alien pulling the lever, would be a much more interesting spot to get stuck at, which, to be fair, is not a problem they could have resolved without removing the Omni-Mover aspect of Space Ranger Spin. The projector-based battle with Zurg is absolutely amazing, fully utilizing the 4K projector that was added in January 2025. It's also got the easiest targets to actually hit, and each of them adds to your overall target indicator for your bonus, which is honestly really interesting while reviewing. That's also a good thing to bring up though. The target bonus for hitting a lot of targets is the full proof that Disney has completely modified how Galactic Hero is obtained so that the game is played through the whole attraction rather than getting it in the first or second rooms or by Zurg if you're really struggling. It is a fresh gameplay mechanic. It's interesting seeing that they're taking ideas from, say, Toy Story Mania. Now, do I think this is a perfect upgrade? Absolutely not. There are several things that they could do to fully finish the ride, such as making the targets less strict and upgrading Buzz to not be a projection animatronic. And it'd be nice if they reinstated the Magic Band Plus effect, even if it has to be changed to work with the new boot up screen. But the rest of the ride is top notch. Disney did an amazing job with this refurb, though that's made better by the fact that it is still mostly the same as it has always been. Yes, obviously I'm going to have a nostalgia bias for my favorite ride, but I've seen how they did the Toy Story 2 based Buzz Lightyear ride, and I didn't want basically that same color palette from a Lightyear based version that would have happened had Lightyear actually done well at the box office. Plus, this way, I get to keep my Buzz Lightyear of Star Command aesthetic. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This ride means a lot to me, so getting to go on it for the previews and test it out before the official open was awesome. Let me know what your thoughts are on the refurb though. Do you think it was a massive upgrade? Do you think Disney should have just rethemed the ride completely, not even necessarily to a Toy Story franchise? They could have done like Tokyo did with Wreck-It Ralph. Let me know in the comments and subscribe while you're down there. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!